Chomp.
Hi everybody and welcome back to You Are Supreme Toys. Today we're going to have a three-fer. I've had these guys for a couple weeks and I'm just now getting the time to go over them. But we're going to look at the newest wave of superpowers from McFarlane Toys. In particular, Tim Drake's Robin, Batman, and the Batmobile. Now these guys had originally popped up for pre-order on Amazon, so this marked our first wave that is not Walmart exclusive, which is wonderful. So the initial Amazon orders sold out pretty fast. Batmobiles are a hot item. Batman and Robin are too. This wave also has a repaint of Wonder Woman, her invisible jet, and Aquaman, which, you know, Aquaman. So there was a little while there that these guys were kind of difficult to pre-order, and even other online retailers like Big Bad Toy Store sold out of Batman, Robin, and the Batmobile pretty quickly. And I had to eventually just pre-order these guys from GameStop.com, of all places. You could also get a nice little pre-order pack at a discount from McFarlane Toys' own website, but those sold out pretty quick too. So of course we have Robin here. This is Timothy Drake, the third Robin. Jason Todd was the second. And this sculpt looks okay. The biggest difference between Timothy Drake's Robin and Jason Todd and Dick Grayson's was the pant leggings, whereas the aforementioned two Robins had the scaled underwear and the little fairy boots. Personally, I think this is the superior style of Robin. The animated version of Robin was very much inspired by this design, although that was Dick Grayson in the cartoon. So I'm excited that we finally got a Robin. I think it's interesting that the first Robin we get is the third Robin. So I like this artwork. The backer cards for the Superpower line has pretty decent character art. I'm not exactly familiar with the artists. I wish they would credit them on the back. So here we have the backer card. As you can see, the Batmobile and the Invisible Jet, as well as all of the figures who have been released up to this point, minus Black Manta right there, which I'm kind of disappointed did not make it into this wave, as Aquaman is the odd man out in this set of figures, and he could have really used a Black Manta to fight. Here we have Robin's little bio. Growing up in Gotham City can be complicated, especially when you're a kid who's obsessed with Batman and Robin. For Tim Drake, learning everything about his favorite superheroes eventually led him down the path of becoming one himself, after he deduced the identities of Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson. Okay. Go Robin, eh? Yeah. You flying bird? Yep. Alright. Next up we have Batman. 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 Got this pretty classic Batman art right here. This is the blue and gray Batsuit. This is pretty much what he was wearing for on and off for about 40 years. This reminds me more so of the Super Friends design than anything. And his bio. As a child, Bruce Wayne watched as his parents were brutally killed in Gotham City's crime alley. Traumatized by their deaths, he devoted his long life to becoming the world's greatest weapon against crime. The Batman. Yeah, we didn't know that story, right? Yeah, we didn't know that one. Okay, alright, yeah. So Batman and Robin. But the star of this show, I think, is the Batmobile. This is a pretty interesting design. This isn't exactly comic inspired. This is really toy inspired. But yeah, the box art is pretty generic. Just got a little shot of the Batmobile here in a nice artistic format. The side shows the Batmobile with Batman riding in it. Pretty much nothing else on the box, really, just pretty generic stuff. And of course the back shows all the features. Hidden rocket boosters. Battering ram. Looks pretty cool. And it seats two figures. Big selling point. You gotta have Batman and Robin in there together, right? Yep. Superpowers is about as basic an action figure set you can get. It's limited articulation, limited accessories. Let's go ahead and get all these guys out the box. Alright, that was pretty easy. These guys are so easy to get out of the packaging. It's insane. The Batmobile is completely assembled. It's just slotted into the box and held into place by these two pieces of plastic bubble, which is great. You don't have to fight to get anything together or pull anything. There were no pull tabs and no plastic tabs, no tie downs, anything. It's so easy to get these guys out. So let's go ahead and take a look at Batman first. Pretty decent face paint. The cowl has got this black masking around it, and the eyebrows are painted blue and with that fleshy paint. And he's pretty clean. He's actually pretty decently clean. That bat symbol is tampoed very well. This yellow belt is pretty good. It is glued into position, and mine isn't exactly straight, but you know, no big deal. Of course, he has a head swivel, shoulder swivels, hip swivels, and then the knee hinges. So he's pretty standard. He can get a pretty decent amount of posing. He is what he is. It's a little bit of slop around that boot. These guys are cheaply made. They're about $10 a piece, sometimes $12 depending on where you're getting them from. You're not exactly going to get perfect paint apps and articulation from these guys. But anyone who bought the first wave of superpowers with Batman and Superman will immediately notice the difference in this cape. This cape is a lot more free-flowing. This is a softer cloth fabric. There were no tabs holding the cape in place, so you don't have to worry about that big giant hole that they put through the cape. It's got the clip on the neck, just like the vintage 90s Batman figures, so the cape can come on and off. I don't think the cape looks that great around the collar here, but you know, it's a $10 Batman action figure. For comparison, let's bring in the Wave 1 Batman, and this guy is definitely different. I thought it was going to be a simple repaint, but honestly, from what I can tell, this is an all-new sculpt. This is an all-new sculpt Batman. This is not the same sculpt. If you thought this was just going to be a standard repaint, you're wrong. The abs are different. The chest is different. The arms are different. The legs are even different. 100% new tooled Batman. He's even got pegs in the feet. As you can see, the first version is a lot more firmer. I like this Batman better. He's classic. I love that classic look. Alright, let's take a look at Tim Drake. I'm not a big fan of the face sculpt. He's kind of, you know, pudgy in the face. Paint is painted okay. This really looks like Kenner style paint. The paint apps are very mushy looking, but it's not bad. It doesn't look terrible, especially from a distance. Little Robin symbol is tampoed on pretty cleanly. I'm glad they went with this design, Robin first. I liked the green pants over the little trunks. Just like Batman, he has this really soft cape. There is no pinholes. There were no tabs holding it in. It flows pretty good. The colors are okay. These guys are pretty generic. There's not a lot going on. What you see is what you're going to get. Alright, let's take a look at this Batmobile. I like this Batmobile. I love the color scheme. I like this giant bat emblem on the front, which doubles as a button for that battering ram on the front. And it works pretty good. Looks pretty good. It's got free-flowing wheels. Alright, I noticed something as I was messing with this. Do not throw your box away. Check the box. It has the two fins in the very bottom of the box, right next to that plastic bubbling in a little packaging. So I would have honestly would not have noticed that if I just wasn't paying attention until I saw these slots. I was like, wait a minute. So yeah, check the box. They are labeled right and left on the tabs, so you know which side to put them on. Yeah, I can't believe I almost messed that up. And they should clip in like so. On the back there is a booster rocket. You pull up on this and that pops out for a super booster rocket. I feel like that's neat. I feel like a little villain prison capsule would have been better. And be careful with this. I don't know if you can see this. There are these little plastic tabs right there in that slot that these little gears clip up and down on. So as you play with this, you're probably going to wear those clips and break them. I think that's a terrible design choice. It brings me back to the issues that we had with the Batwing, with that breaking canopy. So, honestly, unless you just display it with the thruster up, I wouldn't play with that, because that just feels cheap. I don't like that clicking noise. It's just, hey, it's break me. That's what I hear. Anyway, there's decals on the back for the thrusters and the lights. Got the little bat emblem decals on the side. The wheels are painted a nice silver with that bat emblem on them, so you know who's chasing you. These lights right here are painted on. Nothing spectacular underneath. Pretty just basic. Then the inside has a spinning bat wheel, which, I don't see that as being the most ergonomic steering wheel possible. And then it's got these nice little decal panels on the fronts and the consoles. So this thing looks pretty good, I gotta say. I like it. I like the colors. I like the design. Let's see how the figures fit in it. Come, Robin. We've got to go fight crime. Alright, yeah, okay, fine. I can't imagine how you drive these things with these capes getting bundled up behind you. Of course, you could just have the capes like flowing in the wind. So these guys fit pretty well in the Batmobile. They look pretty good. It rolls pretty smoothly. I'm the real Batman. Oh, my knees. The Batmobile was around $30, which I think is a reasonable price for this type of vehicle. The figures were $10 a piece, so you're looking around $50 for this set if you want it. I think it looks great. This is a fun toy. If your kids like Batman, I would recommend this. This seems like a sturdy, fun toy. Anyway, this has been an unboxing and review of Batman, Robin, and the Batmobile from McFarlane Toys Superpowers toy line. And I am UR Supreme Toys. Thank you so much for watching.